this is Malcolm here with Malcolm Reports for VanMusic. Today we have the lovely and enticing Boogie Monster with us here. We'll add in the sound effect later.
Oh, okay.
So please, for our lovely viewers of VanMusic, please tell us who you are and what you play.
I'm Ben. I play guitar in Boogie Monster.
And I'm Anthony Lloyd Dallas, and I play the drums.
How long have you guys been a band together as the duo that is Boogie Monster?
About 3 years. I think we met a little over 3 years ago, and then we started playing shows like 3 summers ago. So it was 2008, summer 2008. Like Music Waste is pretty much over.
How did you guys meet and what drew you together?
So basically, he'd auditioned for the like there was a different drummer in Boogie Monster initially, Owen Lewis, who played in the Hung Jury, who is now. I don't know where Owen is, but Malcolm from that band sings in The Sun Wizards.
Yeah, and as far as I know about Hung Jury, the reputation that exists in my mind,
They're tight.
Owen would have been a slick drummer.
Yeah, he's a great drummer.
And so to replace him with Tony suggests that Tony's not too bad himself.
You could.
Is that a fair assumption to make that?
I'm like the smooth, I'm like the freshest of the fresh.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Smooth like silk.
So you guys are 3 years in the making.
Yes.
And you've recently released your debut, am I correct here? Debut full length?
Yes.
As a duo.
So anyways, the SSRIs were like, yeah, so like we auditioned, they're like, we've auditioned this guy who's really good, but we pretty much like decided to go with our friend Tommy because we know him, and they were like, they said like Tony had come into the audition and memorized their like this improvised drum solo from their Thunderbird radio. And so he played it like.
That doesn't surprise me. It's not the first time he's tried to put a drummer out of work. He's very good at that.
So he came in like memorized this like improvised thing that like they'd never done before, never done since. Like played it awesome. And they said like he broke all the sticks. Was playing like all the songs like twice as fast as like.
He'll do that.
Memorize it. I just knew all this.
So you got the feel of it. And you had it down.
No, I just like
came in there.
I just knew I was a fan. I was the black heavy Rollins. Now I'm the fan.
Yeah. So how did that then translate into you wanting to acquire him as a drummer for Boogie Monster?
Oh, because they're like, yeah, he only plays loud and he broke all the sticks, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's like all I need.
Sick.
So I talked to him and I told him to come out to see us at the Astoria, and he seemed down, and then pretty much like Owen left.
Actually, like the first show I saw, I was actually covering my ears.
What is this bracket?
It's so fucking loud. I'm gonna be deaf.
Which I think that segues us nicely into my next question is, how did you guys come into your sound that you are now? I've just recently listened to your debut full length, right? Zenchi Mechi.
Oh yeah.
And there's an aesthetic there, yes, which for a duo, phonically is gross in the sense of all-encompassing, that you fill the space, which is tricky considering that it's a singular guitar and a singular drum, and it's not limited to the recording, that phonically you guys fill the space very confidently as a duo. Now, how did you come to this sound? Was this something that you were already touching on with the original incarnation of Boogie Monster, or was this something that kind of organically grew once you guys got together?
No, so like I'd always envisioned like being in a 4 or 5 piece band, but finding like I just moved up here, and I was kind of going back and forth between Seattle, but like finding someone in either city was like really, it wasn't happening, and it was weird because in Vancouver too, like post-hardcore was really big at that time. It was like Breaking Bombs, WPP, Red Light Sting.
So from that, is that how you got Owen?
No, actually,
Post Owen.
no, this is still before Owen. This is pre-Owen.
Yeah.
But eventually reached a point. I think it had been like 2 years, so like I had gone from 18 to 20, and hadn't found anything. And I was like, I'd like been playing guitar, and like music was really important to me since I was 15. And so I was like, come on, it's like let's go, let's just get in a band. So I just went on Craigslist, started looking for people.
So yeah, that brings us up to I think you finding Owen.
Yeah, and then finding out he was like a really good drummer and into like more technical playing and metal and stuff. And I think I was getting into like Wonderful Rainbow had come out around then, the Lightning Bolt album, and I had listened to that, and like I wasn't actually that into it, but then I'd heard like because it just sounded like, because everyone was looking at me like, oh, this band's so crazy and like blowing up.
I remember when that happened. When that was a thing.
Yeah.
It was like, have you heard the Lightning Bolt?
Yeah.
Same with Hella. The first Hella.
That was
a thing.
So I was all
You're
getting
in that scene.
into that, because those are like literally like all those scenes like are built around those two bands, and like I like started listening to them around that time, and so like listening to Wonderful Rainbow, I was like whatever, but then I heard Ride the Skies, which was their album before, and it just like it blew my like skull open, and it was like and I couldn't believe it was only two people and whatever, and so I started to show like, oh, at least like if I can just find a drummer, then at least we can start playing, and then we can build it back up into at the drive-in glory.
Yeah,
then it's meant to be.
I've seen it done well with two. So let's start there.
Yeah.
So is that where Tony then comes in?
Pretty much. I mean, because then that's when I started with like playing with Owen, and then met Tony, and it's pretty much for sure. Like I'd always was still like looking for those extra members, and still in my heart, like I feel like if we find like the right other person or something, maybe. But then you're right too. There's that romance about the duo that you're like, it's kind of like it is what it is. So it's almost.
And I mean, I don't know if this is true with you guys, but I've found as a musician that. Sometimes the most creative points are when you have to create within these limitations.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When it's like you've only got 2 players, you've got 4 pedals, you've got a floor tom, a ride cymbal that's doubling as a crash, snare and a hi-hat and a kick. And what can we do with this? Have you found inspiration from those limitations?
Well,
I think it's more the fact we don't have extra arms and legs.
We've only been bummed out by our limitations.
But yeah, no, even with like the reviews we've been getting, we've been compared to like Lightning Bolt at the drive-in and whatnot. So I guess it kind of bleeds in through the music regardless. But
Yeah, I guess let's bring us up to date here. This debut full length of you guys,
Zechi Mechi.
Zechi Mechi.
Yeah, which is
came out what, a month ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's about a month ago.
On Needs More RAM Records.
Yeah.
Which I did a little bit of researching about the label today, and I found some of your label counterparts. It seems like it's heavily Vancouver influenced.
Yeah, it's a Japanese band called Zechi Mechi from Japan that moved to Vancouver, and they played just like the most amazing show. So the album's sort of dedicated to their awesomeness, I guess.
Shogo and Taro.
Yeah, shout out.
Konnichiwa.
Yo, ninja! Domo!